What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hey, I'm so excited for this video today. I was planning to have a whole one long video about audio, and after 15 minutes of editing the first point, I figured I better break it up. So if you haven't watched the first video, go back and watch it. I'll put the link up above. Go watch it and then tune in for this one, and hopefully you can learn something. And if you do, go ahead and like the video and subscribe to the channel, and hopefully we'll get number 3 out to you tomorrow, and you can watch all 3 and hopefully it'll help you. So let's get right into it. Alright, so the next thing that I want to talk about as far as audio and making your audio better is your transitions, right? So now we've got our audio levels are correct, but transitions, and this is one of the biggest and most crucial parts of all of your video, whether it's your visual, your video transitions, or your audio transitions. This is going to be a key part that's going to make your videos look more professional and easier to watch, is when you're transitioning from one thing to the next. So here on my screen I've got a little sequence put together. It's just of that same hunt where we had some ducks work and finally eventually come in and they shoot at them. So I want to take you through, which I've already kind of cut it up into a little where it kind of makes sense and works and goes together. But I want to take you through a few transitions that I would use on this this little sequence to make it sound better. So I'm gonna let you watch it without, and then I'll show you what I would do to it. So here we go.
Right over the hole. Coming right behind you, Hunter. Watch these two out front. Real low on my side. Kill him. Oh, he got up. You're kidding me. Golly.
All right, so as you can see with those clips, the audio isn't bad at all. I cut it pretty clean to where it makes sense and it flows and it goes together. But I would do a few things to it to make it sound a little bit better. And one of the first things I do most of the time with my videos, I don't necessarily use it as much in transition as much as just to start and to end a sequence or a shot or whatever going on. And that's the exponential fade. So I'll take that and I'll show you here on my screen. It's I have it in a little folder. We'll talk about that later. But you can search exponential fade. There it is. So right there, and you take it and you'll drag it. I normally drag it to the beginning and I'll drag it to the end. And what that's going to do is just kind of fade your audio in and fade your audio out. So it's not harsh. It just kind of comes in and goes out. So that's the first one. I'll show you here what that kind of sounds like.
Right over the hole. Coming right behind you, Hunter. Watch these two out front. Real low on my side. Kill him. Oh, he got up. You're kidding me. Golly.
All right, so it just takes that audio in the beginning and eases it in, and takes the audio at the end and eases it out. Side note, I did not adjust the levels on this, so those shotgun blasts are loud. But anyways, so that's the first transition that we kind of use, is to bring in and to exit out the audio to where it's smooth, is that exponential fade. Now the second thing, and this is something that I found out and it like changed my world because it made everything so easy. These aren't necessarily harsh fades. These clips done together, they kind of flow together pretty well. The clips are really crisp of Martin talking and calling, so I could kind of cut them up and make them go together pretty well. But let's take this next little scene that I have, which is basically just a clip of them walking out and then transitioning to where they actually prayed after the hunt was over. Two completely different sounds, and you can definitely tell a harsh transition there. And I'll show you a lot of times what I did in those situations, because you are going to have them, and it just sounds real unprofessional if it just like goes from one thing to all of a sudden the next. So listen to this, you'll see how it sounds, and then I'll show you the effect that I use on that.
Why don't you lead us in a prayer, thanks for this morning and everything we got. What do you think?
I'll do that.
You think that'd be all right? We might as well, huh?
So you can tell there definitely a lot harsher sounds going from them walking. You can hear their boots come through the water, and then just them talking on the bank. And so I actually, if I remember correctly, I want to say that my mic stopped working or something like that, and so it actually like switched to like just the in-body camera audio on that spot of the video. So it sounds horrible, but that happens sometimes. So now we're going from transitioning from that water sound to this weird like getting audio sound. So very harsh, but what I like to do, the effect that I use, and that really can be used just about anywhere to fade things together, is the constant power. And again, same thing, you can go over here to your little search bar in your effects and search constant power, and there it is. And what this is going to do is basically bring those audios, basically overlap those audios together to where they kind of blend and you never see that change in sound. It's just kind of fluid. So let's bring this over, drop it right there on that transition, and see how it sounds without even messing with it.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Why don't you lead us in a prayer, thanks for this morning and everything we got. What do you think?
I'll do that.
You think that'd be all right?
So you can already see right there, it just makes so much difference. It blends those two clips together, makes that transition a lot easier on your ears than just that harsh cut between the water and then them talking. So that's the second transition that I like to use. Now the third, I'm going to use it on this same clip. It's not going to sound as good. I like to use it a lot of the times in like your vlog style stuff, and like switching maybe between like some GoPro angles, kind of like jump cuts type stuff. I'll use this to kind of flow the process, but I'll use like transition sounds like a whip sound or anything like that. So I've got one here. Let's see. Let's bring it in. This is a swoosh sound. I think I got this on like, I don't even know where I got it, Envato Elements or something like that. It was free. So it kind of has a long drug out sound to it. So I'll normally kind of speed it up. Let's see, to 300%. That's going to give us a little bit quicker transition. Drop that apex of that sound right on our transition. And I'm going to bring it down about 20 dB just to make it sound better. Let's see what it sounds like.
Why don't you lead us in a prayer, thanks for this morning and everything we got. What do you think?
I'll do that.
You think that'd be all right? Why don't you lead us in a prayer, thanks for this morning and everything we got.
So you can see that kind of sound kind of brings you from one clip to the next. I definitely wouldn't necessarily use that in a cinematic type situation to where you're trying to make things really film-like. But if you're doing like vlog stuff, travel stuff, stuff that's not as cinematic, that's a really good way to transition from one scene with some harsh audio to the next scene when they don't really come together. So that's the second thing that I want us to work on and to learn. And I know that for me was a big deal in audio, was learning how to make transitions, make everything make sense, and make it sound right. One of my big things is just making things look right. Like, it's not anything crazy, it's not anything out of the ordinary, it just makes sense. Like, yeah, that makes sense there. Nothing is crazy, blow you out the water, but that makes sense. It makes things sound good, and it makes things look good. That's kind of what we're about. So that's our second thing, is our transitions. Number one, to use that exponential fade to come in and to go out, to use the constant power in between your effects, or in between your sound clips, to make them flow together, and or using sound effects like the swoosh sound effects or the whip sound effects to transition from one to the next. All right, guys, I hope you really enjoyed that. I hope it'll help you out. Audio transitions can be one of the hardest things to get down, but once you do and once you kind of mess with it and figure out, it really will take the look and the feel and the sound of your videos to a whole new level when you can really master audio and make it sound good. So if you haven't already, like and subscribe to the channel, hit the little notification bell so you know when we post, and hey, we'll see you next time.